While Red Bull is busy imploding from the inside, and Audi just fired another boss, someone actually showed up on track. And it wasn't who you expected. It was Haas. That's right. The team with the tightest budget on the grid just beat every single giant to the biggest regulation change in F1 history. Does Ayao Komatsu know something the others don't? Or is this just a desperate move from a team with nothing to lose? Because look, something wild is happening here. Even before the official Barcelona tests, Haas managed to put a car adapted for the 2026 rules on the tarmac. And if you think that doesn't matter, you don't get how this sport works. Simulator data is an educated guess. Track data is pure gold. And right now, Haas is the only team with gold in their pockets while everyone else is still fumbling in the dark. Let me break down what's actually going on. F1 is about to go through the biggest technical revolution since they killed the V8s. Brand new engines, redesigned Aero, power units running on sustainable fuel, and a massive hike in electrical power. It's so much change that basically every team is starting from scratch. And when everyone is at zero, whoever moves first gets an advantage that could be worth years. Haas didn't do this by accident. They used a filming day. Those days teams use for commercials and PR. But they rigged their current car with components simulating the 2026 regs. It's a Mule Car. Now hold up. I know the FIA is super strict and bans full aero testing this early. What Haas put on track was likely focused on mechanical systems and tires. But make no mistake, it's not the final car, but it is real. And when you put rubber on asphalt with a machine that responds to the new rules, even roughly, you learn stuff that no wind tunnel or supercomputer can teach you. And we need to talk about why 2026 is such a nightmare specifically. It's not just a new engine. It's the active Aero. The cars are basically gonna be transformers. The wings will open and close to reduce drag because the electric motors need to save energy on the straights. Here's the scary part. If your Aero calculations are wrong, the car becomes unstable. We've heard rumors of simulations where cars are spinning out on straights when the DRS opens incorrectly. It's dangerous stuff. By putting a Mule Car on track, Haas isn't just checking if the engine turns on. They are likely checking how the chassis behaves when drag levels change drastically. If they solve the active Aero puzzle before Red Bull or Mercedes, they unlock a cheat code for the first half of the season. You know what the problem is for the other teams right now? They're gonna show up in Barcelona with theories. Haas is gonna show up with answers. While Red Bull is trying to figure out who's stabbing who in their internal political war, Haas is gathering correlation data. And correlation is everything. It's the difference between building a car that works in a computer and building a car that actually works in reality. Let's talk about correlation because this is key. When you develop an F1 car, you use three main tools: CFD, computer sims, the wind tunnel, and the track. The catch is, each one gives you different results. Always. Your CFD says the car generates X downforce, your wind tunnel says Y, and when you hit the track, you find out it's Z. The job is aligning these three worlds. Now imagine being the only team with real-world data on the new regs. You already know where your models are wrong. You can already fix the path. The other teams? They're only going to find out in February 2026. Haas is finding out right now. And there's the Toyota factor. The technical partnership with Toyota isn't just for show. Toyota has resources, powertrain experience, testing infrastructure, and apparently, they have the hunger to win. Because it makes zero sense for Toyota to partner with Haas just to make up the numbers. They want results. And if you're investing in a team, it makes total sense to fast-track development for 2026 when the deck gets reshuffled. But it's not just about the machine, it's about the guys in the cockpit. Think about Ollie Bearman. He is a rookie, a Ferrari Academy prodigy. Giving a rookie a car that is unpredictable is a recipe for disaster. But giving him a car that has been refined on track for months? That's how you build a future champion. Every lap that Mule Car does is data for the engineers, sure, but it's also confidence for the team to tell Bearman and Ocon, "We know this car works." In a sport that is 90% mental, knowing your machine isn't going to kill you in turn 1 is a massive advantage. While other drivers will be fighting their steering wheels in 2026, the Haas boys might be the only ones actually racing. Here's my take, and you can roast me if you want. This marks the end of the Gene Haas is cheap narrative. Since Komatsu took over technical command, this team operates like a scalpel. Putting a car on track first is a statement. Look at the contrast. Alpine is in an existential crisis, changing CEOs like they change tires. Audi fired their project lead before even debuting. Red Bull lost Adrian Newey and is navigating choppy political waters. And Haas is testing for 2026. While everyone is putting out fires, they're building the future. There is one more angle we can't ignore. The elephant in the room. Cadillac. We know GM is coming. We know Andretti is knocking on the door. Is Gene Haas finally investing for real? Or is he dressing up the bride for a wedding? Think about it. A team that is at the back of the grid is worth X. A team that is technically ahead of the curve for the new regulations, with a Toyota partnership and a working 2026 concept, that team is worth double. Whether Gene wants to race or wants to sell to the highest bidder, making Haas look competent is the smartest business move he's made in a decade. Either way, for us fans, we finally get a US team that acts like it belongs in the big leagues. Does this guarantee they'll be fast? No. Does it guarantee they'll fight for the championship? No. But it guarantees they are taking this seriously. Komatsu isn't playing around. He knows this is his shot to turn Haas into something legit. Now let's be real. Haas still has the smallest budget on the grid. But what they have right now is time. And in engineering, time is the most valuable asset. You can buy computers, you can hire engineers, you can build wind tunnels, but you can't buy months of development. And Haas just bought exactly that. The question is, will they be able to capitalize? The history of F1 is full of teams that started hot and disappeared. But what Haas is doing is a gamble. A bet that acting fast is worth more than playing it safe. That leading the change is better than following the herd. And considering following the herd always left them at the back, maybe trying something different isn't so crazy after all. Being first doesn't mean being the fastest, but it means you're serious. Now I want to hear from you. Is this a masterstroke by Haas, or are they still going to be stuck at the back in 2026? Be honest in the comments.